arms are big. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. My name is Andrew Grossett and welcome back to my channel. Right, so today's video, we're going to be mixing these up a little piece. I might even switch the frequency on it. So what I'm going to focus on right now is we did a little segment a little while ago called Ask AG, and I kind of phased it out because the questions stopped coming in, and now they've started coming back in again and people have started talking to me about various bits and pieces again. What we're going to do is we're going to start bringing them back. So rather than having an actual physical, this is the next segment that go out once a week, you're going to find these videos dropping in every now and again. Now today's video is based on a conversation that I had with a young man about a week ago. I won't put his name into this because of the sensitivity of the situation. He came to me at a point of despair talking about his relationship with his missus. And he said, basically, Andrew, like, how I don't know what to do. So I pulled the man aside and sat him down. I'm like, bro, what's going on? And he goes, well, you know, me and my girlfriend, we've been together for over 10 years now. And don't get me wrong, I love her to pieces, love her to bits. But it's just not passionate anymore. And I'm starting to feel differently towards her. We're bickering and we're arguing. We've got a kid together. You know, we own our own house. You know, I'm working all the time. She's working all the time. You know, I'm spending more time at work. There's a couple of women that are in my workplace that I'm kind of looking at and having flirtatious conversations with now. And things are going a little bit wayward and southward. And I don't really know what to do. And I've got to a point now where I'm looking at it going, well, should I be staying or should I be leaving? And I just don't know. And I looked at him and you could see the inner turmoil. When you looked in his eyes, you saw his pain. I said to him, right, I need to ask you something. And I need you to answer me honestly. He said, what? I said to him, do you love her here? Or do you love her here? And he looked at me quite puzzled and he goes, I don't get what you mean. I said to him, listen to me carefully. Do you love the memory of loving her? Or do you love the person in the present day, today? And as the last words left my lips, his eyes filled with tears. And he said, I think I love her here. And he broke. And he was sobbing, he was crying, and he had a real emotional moment. And so I let him vent that out. I said to him, right, you need to understand something here and I need you to listen to me carefully. He said, what? He said, honesty is your power here. Just because you understand that your love for her is here and is historic doesn't mean that what once was cannot be again. But this is the crucial decision for you right now. Is you need to decide whether or not you want to, because there's some work to be done either way, and you're at a juncture in your life right now. It's an absolute T-junction. One is turn left and you skip to the left like Beyonce and you step out way and you move that way. Go to the right means you stay in, and we've got some work to do in that respect. Both of them have their own set of tasks that happen afterwards, but the key decision you've got to make right now is, do you want to? Do you want this relationship to work? Do you want to see her how you used to see her again? Do you want to reignite that flame? Do you want to? And this time he answered a bit quicker. He said, yes, I do. You see, it's not that he didn't love his missus anymore. It's not that he didn't want the relationship anymore. It's just that he was so caught up in the turmoil of, this is not what everybody says relationships are supposed to be, that he thought it was time to exit left. And to be quite frank and honest, it's not. When you get into a relationship with someone, an adult relationship, serious relationship, whatever title you want to put on it, and things start to happen, like kids happen, you buy a house, you know, your salaries now are codependent. That whole codependency spits out a whole ream and hierarchy of responsibilities. And when you don't fight to keep the spontaneous in, to balance out the responsibility factor of it, the responsibility is all you've got to talk about. So you find your conversations are dried up and all you're talking about is the kids, all you're talking about is the bills, all you're talking about is the bank balance or the lack of it, all you're talking about is the things that have gone wrong with the car, all you're talking about is the dismal points in your work, that's happened at work. And when you get to that stage in a relationship where you're not investing in positive and you're just sitting in responsibility, the only thing you have left that's going to spark excitement or that's going to spark any other type of conversation is blame. As you then start finger pointing, you then start pointing, you didn't do the dishes, you didn't take the trash out, you didn't pick up the kids on time, you didn't. Try it today. How often do you think you can stand there talking to someone, pointing them, telling them all the things that they haven't done before they eventually bite back? And that argument kicks off. That situation rocks out of control. It happens pretty quickly. But this is what happens when marriages, when long-term relationships forget how they started. And I say to forget how they started because this is the exact same question that I had for him. I asked him to describe what it was like when the two of them got together 10 years ago. Put yourself back in that, take that historic memory, the bit that you love her in here, and go back there, revisit it, take a look at it. And he was like, oh yeah, we used to go on dates. Just go to the cinema. They used to love going to the theatre. We used to walk by the South Bank, by the river, practically every weekend on a Sunday and just take time out. I said to him, when's the last time you did that? He goes, I can't remember. I said to him, when's the last time you put on the end of a text message to her saying, hello, sexy? Can't remember. I said to him, when was it? Go through your phone now, take a look at the message strand and go through to the beginnings of conversations, the start of them, and tell me how many of them you had in the last week that were with her that didn't start with you saying, good morning, gorgeous, good morning, sexy, how's your day, darling? Instead, all he found was, I forgot to take the trash out. I'm going to be late to here. You didn't do this. I don't want to fight. That was their dialogue. And I said to him, where's the love? Where's the love? You're searching for love in all the wrong places. Excuse the pun for the song, but it's true. Everyone seeks these big, expensive, audacious offers of affection. You know, the holidays, the diamond ring, the whatever it may be. Big bunch of expensive roses. But actually, our hearts become invested in the tiny things. In the tiny things. You know? When you went to go and pick her up and you remembered to put a blanket in there because she might feel cold. When you put a spare umbrella in the back of the car because you thought it might rain. The times that you used to send her messages in the morning to be sat there for before she opened her eyes. That said, I've been thinking of you, good morning, gorgeous. The crux of this, because I thought that there was a real lesson to be learned in this for everyone, hence why everyone decided to do the video today, is that many of us throw our relationships away prematurely. We believe that we've fallen out of love when all that's happened is a love has transferred from here and it's gone here. We feel like we're trapped in relationships because they don't feel what society dictates as being an excitable relationship, a passion-fueled relationship. And it's all too easy these days to just skip left and duck out. But the truth of the matter is, 9 times out of 10, and I've been guilty of this before in my past, we leave too early. We leave before we've tried all options and end up throwing away something that just needed a kickstart, that just needed a rejuvenation. So here's my 5 tips. If you are in this situation here and your relationship, you feel it's hit a bit of a slow point, you're taking a look around, but you take a look around, it's not what you remember it to be, the passion's not necessarily there, the sex feels a bit monotonous. Here's the 5, but you want to stay and you want it to work. Here's the 5 things I want you to try. Number 1 is for the next 3 days, every time you send a text message, WhatsApp message, any form of written communication to your other half, it starts with a hey sexy, a hey gorgeous, a hey beautiful, a hey handsome. That's the first one. It's very difficult, and the reason why I'm asking you to do that, because it's very difficult for you to follow with a negative comment after a salutation like that. Number two, within the next 3 days, I want you to do something for them that's personal to them, that can only be known by you. Number 3, at some point in the next 3 days, I want you to sit down and have a memorable conversation with them. And when I say memorable conversation, I don't mean a conversation to remember. I mean a conversation about a happy memory, a holiday that you went to, your honeymoon. Reflect over a happy time, a time when the two of you were so intertwined with each other, when the sex was bouncing off the wall, when just the very thought of that person walking into the room used to leave butterflies in your stomach. Remember that memory, then go and take that memory to them and make them remember that memory. Number 4, in the next 5 days, I want you to buy them something. It could be a meal, it could be, I don't know, it could be a meal, it could be a ring, it could be a necklace, it could be whatever it is, something that will mean something to them. I want you to go out there and buy them something. And the last one, I want you to request that they choose somewhere for the two of you to go. It's important for 2 reasons. 1, because it's giving them an opportunity to get involved in your reignition of passion. It's giving them an opportunity to get involved in what you're doing here, this process. 2, most importantly, it gives you the opportunity. To be spoiled by them. And by the time you've done these 5 things, what you would have done is you'd have created smiles back in the two of you's world. You'll have turned your world back into a positive. You'll have started making a transition from here to here. This is the past, this is present day. Now what will happen after that, after you finish those 5 in the next 5 days, you'll have started reigniting smiles. You'd have started reminiscing over points of smiles within your past. You'd have started to bring back the love. You'd have started to transfer the love from here to here. And you'd be well on your way to recreating and reigniting that spark. The next thing that you need to then do is just repeat. And just remember that, you know what? Positivity takes work. Negativity happens by accident. So therefore, if you want to keep your world positive, if you want to keep the positive passion inside of your relationship, that's where your focus and ultimately your energy needs to flow. That's me out for today. Thank you very much for watching. See you forward. You stay strong. Stay focused.